Well, sadly, folks, this is the last field of corn for 2025. And it's either going to get done or very close to done tonight, so. We got hauled a load in. It was 16.8, but I didn't tell you, but the sample we took in a little while ago was 8. I tested it like 3 different times just to see if I could read any different, but it was 18, 19, and then 20. So we're gonna probably be drying it. But then again, like I said, this load was 16.8, so I'm not even sure what we're gonna do. So, but supper time now. So I'll eat supper real quick and then we'll get back at it. So. I'm not sure if you heard or saw that, but I'm pretty sure the probe hit the chain that holds the 2 sides of the wagon together. You can see the wagon is now bowed out a little bit more. So I think that chain broke, which is okay. I mean, obviously you can't see it. So hopefully this wagon holds together long enough for me to dump this. So there's 2 bean trucks, 2 soybean trucks there, and then one in front of me. So I'm going to be here a little bit because they have to wait for the pit to empty, and then they have to change distributor and all that stuff. So, which is okay. I'm not in any rush per se. So. So that was kind of entertaining to see. And so now we're gonna come over here and start Ronald up in here and lights. All right, now we will head on up to the east end of the field, and we'll tarp the trailer. But we'll head up to the east end of the field, and that'll be it for the night. So I'm not sure how much I have. Oh, I might have a little bit more left on this thing than I thought. But at any rate, we'll tarp this thing and head on up to the east end of the field here. Hopefully not me. Not the job everyone jumps for necessarily on the farm. But I thought the dust bowl was over. Corn dust isn't as bad as bean dust. Bean dust, golly, it gets in your neck and itches. It gets down your shirt and itches. Corn, I would rather corn dust, but it's not my favorite. My favorite dust is no dust. But obviously it hasn't rained for as much as I said, whatever, 5 weeks. It was supposed to rain on Friday, or on Saturday, I mean, like pretty windy. Might rain quite a bit, so we'll see how that goes. Hopefully I'll put some moisture back in the double crop beans and let them dry down a little bit more, but I don't know, who knows? Only God knows when to send rain, so. So folks, I was telling you the other day about how that corn head worked. I'll just show you here. I'm being very careful because you never know when the combine's gonna kick on and suck my arm in. But so these are the snapping rolls. It has a little bit of an auger sort of thing on the front to kind of draw the corn in, and then those are the snapping knives that spin around towards each other. See how close those are down in there. And then these right here are the deck plates. But pull the cob off the stalk, and then these are the gathering chains. So kept having one jump off, I guess, the other night. So I guess now that's fixed. So all right, so we made our way over to Uncle Craig's. I drove the combine over from Grandma's, which is over there, obviously. We're over here at Uncle Greg's, and we're gonna dump the semi because it has to go to Napanee tomorrow morning, and then we are gonna dump the 2 blue wagons. So yeah, we just got here. We're gonna let the combine cool down for a little bit, and the semi is almost here, so better hop out and help help out with that. So. Yeah, today was a busy day. We finally got moved to Grandma's, which is our last field. Well, Greg saw us a little bit, so I moved the combine up to there. But other than that, tomorrow night we should be done. So we're gonna run a sample to the town, to the elevator, right downtown there. And because our moisture tests were saying upper 15s, lower 16s on moisture, so we're gonna go get the official word from the elevator. So, which is something you don't see anymore, is small town elevator. Going to see what the sample looks like. So, I think that's going to be it for today's portion of the video. We will see you tomorrow when we finish up with corn harvest. Hopefully, nothing goes wrong. So, good night. To shell some corn. Uncle Greg, like I said last night, was using this a little bit today to finish his stuff up. So we're headed back to Grandma's. So we'll be there after a bit here. about as quiet as a combine cab should be. As I'm watching YouTube, other farmers getting their calves, and you can't even hear the machine running, which is great for operator comfortability if you're running 12-hour days. But I personally, I like to hear things, what's going on underneath me. And you go from the 1666 cab Tim's combine to this cab, you feel like you can't hear anything. But once you sit here and listen, and I'm sure it's the same way with the new AF11 or something like that, you start to hear what's going on. It's definitely not as prominent as the 1600 series cab was. So, but at any rate, yeah, we're going. I just dumped on my first load on the blue wagons, and we're gonna dry this. I'm not sure how wet it is, but we're gonna put it in a bin and over at Uncle Greg's. So we'll be hauling over there for the evening. So yeah, just hang on for the ride, and we'll get some corn chowing down. Dad went up to Napanee. He took a load of hay up for some Amish neighbors of ours up to Napanee, so he won't be back around till 7 o'clock-ish. Okay right here, as you can see, it's pretty tall. The ears are pretty good, but there's some spots. If you remember, we side dressed and then it rained like that 8 inches in a week. So like right here, kind of.
There you go back.
It looks like it kind of didn't get as much nitrogen as it should have, so that in turn leads to a smaller, shorter plant. So yeah, other than that, this field's doing pretty good. Well, we're still showing corn, Dustin and I are, and we're listening to Indiana High School football Friday night. Manchester's playing Peru, so I mean, nothing really too impactful, but hey, might as well. We're in Indiana, might as well listen to football. So we're just gonna finish this little land here, maybe 24 rows left, maybe a little bit more than that, and then we'll be done for the night. We're gonna go dump everything at Uncle Greg's. So yeah, that's pretty much what's going on here. gonna climb up there and kick all that off. And then I'm gonna throw some of this corn cob stuff off here first. Alright. I'll kick some of these leaves off, and then we'll blow her off. And just like that, we're done. Spick and span. Figured I'd spare you guys the trouble of getting all dusty, so I just figured I'd just do it by myself. So up a little bit so we're out of the way for everybody, and then we'll probably take the 12 over to Uncle Greg's and dump it. So yeah.
Todd Adams of State Farm Insurance has grown to handle all types of insurance for thousands of satisfied customers. Our professional staff includes highly trained customer service representatives of State Farm Insurance at 160 West Harrison Avenue in Wabash.
So we're down here at our local co-op. We're gonna weigh these wagons. Since they're going into a bin, we have to weigh them. Let's see, did they turn the... No, they didn't. 34, 5, 20 maybe? Let me go around the other side. Usually there's a couple flower pots we can stand on. I think Uncle Greg said that they took those out, so I can't read it from there barely. Oh yeah, they did. 34, 5, 40. So those little green numbers over there. Okay, 34, 5, 40. Alright, I'll write that down, and then we'll head on back up to Uncle Greg's. Looks like there's a line at the elevator. The green wagon's getting dumped, and then the semi still has to dump, which takes a little while. So the dryer's about full, and I'm going to show you it starting up because, I don't know, just because I can. There's a little, I don't know if you can see that light right there I have my finger on. It's a switch, and once the dryer gets full, it'll pivot, and then it'll turn the top cross auger off and turn the fans on, so there it goes. Well, it's the next morning. I realized this morning I forgot to do an outro last night, so that's what I'm gonna do now. So yeah, thanks for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe if you have not already. And I guess until next time, which is today's video, Kolbe out.